gonna have fights this week? Oh man, we gotta have some fights.
Now we're good. Let's get to it. Yeah.
What about your personality makes you such a good fit, just culture-wise, with this organization?
Yeah. That's a great question.
You're mad. You're mad. You're mad. You're mad too, and you're mad. The price is wrong, Billy. The price is wrong, Billy. You got fined this week, didn't you? Yo, you playing for free this week, fat boy.
I'm such a character, such an animated, sick, twisted individual up here, and I just love the game. I love the grind. And you just feel that here. Just people who just love ball, just love the, just great energy.
You had the little ass boy conversation with Max.
Anyway,
Little ass boy. Little ass boy.
Dude, Max Crosby is so damn angry. Bro, he just...
But like the thing is, like, he's not really that angry.
I know, right? He keeps calling everybody little ass boy. Hey, little ass boy. I'm like, I'm little out here, but not always, you know?
Yeah, sure enough, son. He's a big ass boy is what he is. Yeah, dang. But nah, man, it was awesome. Those are guys, not as much fun to play against, but they're on your team. Absolutely love it, man. Excited to be with him, Christian, some of the best, shit talkers I've been around in the NFL. To have them on our side, to practice against them every day, it's just going to make me better. I'm super excited about
it. And with that, to all you sick, twisted individuals and you little ass boys, welcome to the show. Special Saturday edition. I am back. I'd like to thank Raider Man for stepping in for me this past Wednesday, going through some personal stuff, family, and all that. So, but I'm back. I'm here. And hold on.
I'm here. So, wait, let me get off.
All right. I'm here.
Hey, and Raider Man even made sure he did that just for you. It was like you weren't even gone with that moment. He did it for you.
Yes. Like I said, I want to thank Raider Man one more time. Shout out to Raider Man right here. The podcast. Hold on. Here we go. Raider Man from Richmond podcast. Make sure you catch that going into this next season. Raider Man, if you watched these last couple of weeks, you see Raider Man on there. You know Raider Man, he has love for the Raiders, a passion, everything that they say, Raider fans, the passion, that is Raider Man right there. So I want to thank him for stepping in for us, or for me, on last Wednesday. Today, though,
it was definitely an interesting show. If you missed it, it went damn near 3 hours.
Raider Man, see, and like he said in that show, because I did watch it. You know, you gotta wait. You know, they have to push you out the like after the Raider game. They gotta like force you out the parking lot for you to go home. And that's like Raider Man's like, you gotta force me off this show. You gotta force me off your screen before I go home. And we love that with Raider Man. Thank you, Raider Man, once again. Shout outs to Raider Man 19. With that, today we're gonna talk about the free agent market madness, which was the last episode that we called it. The cuts, the costs, and the cap.
Signings.
The cap spaces. All right.
Space.
With that, I am Oakland Raider Savage.
I got a cap. Oh
yeah, and the cap. See, loyal. Okay. With that, I am the Oakland Raider Savage, and always, he's been in every single episode.
Woohoo!
Asylum. How you doing, Asylum, on a special Saturday edition? And does anybody? No, I was gonna say, everybody got your cereal for this Saturday morning cartoon right here? Sorry, go ahead.
Saturday morning cartoon. There you go. That's what we are. We're a cartoon. No, I'm fucking getting off work, but you know what? Loving Christian Wilkinson. I mean, how better do you start your time with the Raiders, coming to your press conference, and before you do anything, got to scream Raiders? I mean, he was born to be a Raider, and I think he knows it. It was perfect. And then Minshew, I mean, listening to him, you know, he would have fit in Oakland. He seemed like he was high during that damn talk and everything. But you know, talking about the, you know, little ass boy and going and saying, you know, he loves the fact that he's playing with Crosby now, not against him. And now that we got Wilkins, I mean, I was just telling you before we came on, there was a stat of Wilkins, Crosby, and God damn it,
Kuntz.
Thank you. I don't know why I just drew a blank right there. I had it on the tip of my tongue. Anyways, combined for the 2023 season, they had 207 QB pressures and what was it, 32 and a half sacks. Now that they're on the same team, we can get this kind of production together. I mean, this defensive line just right there is going to be scary.
And Wilkins did say in his press conference that he's going to make it one of his number one priorities is to help last year's number one pick, last year's rookie, Tyree Wilson.
Yes, Wilson.
Because he said that he felt like his own rookie year, Wilkins, had like similar, you know, when you have the high expectations as a number one.
And I just read a story today where Crosby says he's continuing to push Wilson and help Wilson. So now you got Crosby and Wilkins helping Tyree. I mean, those four. Oh shit! You got your running shoes on and not your cleats. You're gonna do a whole bunch of fucking running.
Don't touch me. He's touching me. I'm here. He's touching me.
Sorry, I missed doing that. All right. So
That's
you see,
I wanted to do a show today.
What's up, John Leon? Salute Nation. Yes, salute. Thank you for joining us on this Saturday show. We were scheduled for 12:30, but I was trying to put together. Yeah, you know. Well, you know, we do that. It's kind of like in college. You have your college. It starts. Everyone's in the auditorium, and the teacher's just waiting for everyone to sit down, get ready, get your notes out, get your back in my day, get your little tape recorders out for the lesson, for the lecture. Take your notes.
We didn't have laptops back then.
Yeah, we didn't have. Well, we did have cell phones. I'm not that old, but we didn't have all this back then. Okay.
No, we had cell phones. We didn't have smartphones.
Yeah, I didn't even have. Actually, you know what? I didn't even have a cell phone until my second year of college, and it was a Nokia brick. The old, but you know what? That Nokia brick can get reception. That little cancer enhancer can get reception. Okay, so.
Oh yeah, I mean, I had different versions. I had the brick. I had the little flip phone. I mean, my first quote unquote smartphone was a BlackBerry.
BlackBerry.
That was my first quote unquote smartphone, and that was only smart because they had internet and could do emails and shit like that.
Yeah, I had the Razor. And the only reason why I got the iPhone, I went into AT&T to replace the Razor because that front screen kept going out. And the guy, he convinced me to buy the iPhone because look, you could do YouTube and you could do this and that. And I said, oh, okay, credit card. $800 at the time. It was the phone. It was the insurance. The earpiece that came with it didn't work. Yeah.
Only reason I did an iPhone was because I wanted to try out the touch screen. I wanted to see what the big deal was about the touch screen.
Yeah. And if you look at the phones now, they're the big phone compared to back then. So this is the phone now. It's the phone now. And the phone back then was like this small, and I actually found my first iPhone. I'm all like, oh, look at this little candy dispenser. Oh, no, that's the actual phone.
I mean, it was barely bigger than an iPod.
Oh, yeah.
You want to go back to that? That's what you put music on after the CD craze. We had these iPods for your MP3s and everything. You put it all on there and then be able to listen to it all in one space just for the younger people, just in case they didn't know.
Because back in our day, we had cassette tapes and CDs. And then back before then, we had 8 tracks.
Now, I remember I had 8-track. Fuck you.
I've seen them. I've used them before, but I was a cassette guy. And
no, I did the cassettes for the longest time. And the CDs came out. Then you had to buy them and everything. Then you could burn your own CDs. And that was the biggest craze for about 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
See, I remember back when computers took that thing called the floppy disk.
The floppy disk. Wait, which one? The old school one
that was
like the big, and the only thing the floppy disk was really just that game Oregon Trail.
Yep. Yeah. The 5 1/4. Yeah. I still have some of those somewhere in my house.
I was the one that you come to me in high school. I had my laptop, and you came to me to make old school CDs. I'll go and get a playlist. Then you got to go on either Kazaa or LimeWire, and back then when a song took 10 minutes to download, you're like, this is really fast. Now it's like 30 seconds. And anytime a song takes like 1 minute to download, man, this internet's slow.
Man, this is slow. What do you mean it's not done instantly?
Yeah, like
I'm telling you, it's sad we can remember a time before the internet. I mean, what about the AOL, right? Just to get onto the computer.
Yeah.
And then pray to.
Oh, look, your AOL froze. Yeah. My son must have answered the phone while you were on right now because you froze. Speaking of AOL. Anyways, while he gets his AOL back on order. We used to have that. I remember back in the day when record players. I had a record player still. And that's the kind. This is my segue while I'm waiting for Asylum to come back. That was my segue. Well, back in the day when we used to have records and 45s and 8 tracks, the Raiders were a consistent winning perennial team. And see, look at that. Using dial-up right now. See, speaking of, and then you got hit with the dial-up. Someone must have answered the phone. Someone must have called the house. Yeah, kicked off. But we're just trying to go back to that time in life when the Raiders were good. Even in the early 2000s, that's what we're trying to get back to. And it seems like that's what the Raiders are trying to do with these signings of Wilkins and Minshew. He kind of has that, man, it's just me right now. Hey, and he kind of has, I'm not going to call him Stabler, but he kind of has that, and, oh, he's back. Hold on. Let's connect them. Hey, what happened? Did you dial up? Did someone call the house?
No, I guess somebody picked up the phone, because usually when you call a house on dial up, it just gives a busy signal. Somebody must have picked up the phone.
Speaking of AOL.
As I was talking, I forgot to tape it to the wall like I was trying to say. Yeah. So nobody would fucking do it,
Yeah. You can dial up right now. Hold on. You got mail. All right. So I was saying is, speaking of all these old school, technologies, during that time, though, for the majority of all that, the Raiders were good. The Raiders were, getting into the playoffs, early 2000s, burnt CDs and all that, Kazaa and LimeWire. The Raiders, for that 4
They were
for that 3 4
videos. They were
yeah,
doing music videos, because they were fucking somebody.
Mm-hmm. That's where it seems like we're trying to get back to. We want to get back to. Can't really do too much like that because the rules changed. The NFL don't like the Raiders being Raiders. But
hold on. The NFL hasn't liked the Raiders being Raiders since what? We'll give him some grace period since about 68, 69. When Al Davis first really pissed him off.
Well, Al Davis started irritating the likes of the commissioner of the NFL in Pete Rozelle. I think like around like late 70s when he was talking about moving, and they said, no, you can't move. And they said, why can't I move? It's my team. And, and then, the documentary that came out a couple years ago that talked about the Al Davis versus.
I liked it. Al Davis said,
I liked it.
Here.
I liked it. What they were trying to do with the technology of trying to make that, trying to make an Al Davis.
Trying to make it look like them and everything.
You know what it looked like speaking of going back in time to like the late 90s, the characters that they try to put on that or the reenactment with the computerized facial, they're trying to do Al Davis and Pete Rozelle, they look like the characters from the 007 game GoldenEye. They just had that block face, and you could tell it was like an animation. It didn't look real. But they tried. ESPN, they tried. You got all the money. You got Disney money, so I don't know why. But
you got to work with the technology to make it better. If we don't do it, if we don't try, then it doesn't work, and then we don't know. You talk about the games and everything. They're coming out with games that look like that now. Back in the day, we hated it. That was top technology when it looked blockhead and everything. Now they got games that do that on purpose.
Yeah. But anyways,
back to the Raiders.
We're going back in my day, young children, young little youngings.
We had to go to school in the snow, walking uphill both ways.
Yes, and back in my day, we didn't have cell phones to watch pornos. We actually had to get a VHS. I'm sorry.
Or the books.
That's what I.
Or fucking,
All right. What's your instant messenger or whatever? Okay, we actually had to write letters in class. All right. With that, let's go back into what we were actually talking about. We went back in memory lane because I said cartoons on Saturdays. That's the same era. That
era is even older though too. I mean, Saturday cartoons used to be the thing. It used to be the shit. You didn't do nothing till after the cartoons were over. Even your parents would sit down and watch the cartoons with you.
Yes. But yeah, and that's the kind of when I want to go back in time with that, with the Raiders, these the acquisitions that we got, big names like, why didn't it click? Right, there you go. Like Christian Wilkins, animated, sick, twisted individual. This man right here.
But that's a perfect fit for the fucking Raiders.
Yes. As you saw in in the intro video, he makes plays and he likes to get under the skin, get under in the mind of these of his opponents, and like you heard Minshew say,
somebody else. Who does that remind me of? I think it's on our team. Right? A Max Crosby. There we go.
Yeah. Little ass boy. Well, you see here.
Stop touching me.
He's
touching me.
All right, and when you see Wilkins, I had it ready, and it's right here. This man right here, one man wrecking crew. Now you see him making plays. Now just imagine him with a Max Crosby, like Asylum said, and a Kuntz on the edge, like Asylum said, and Tyree being mentored by by Crosby and Wilkins. Does that mean that
and Kyrie having a full off season?
Yes,
no
healthy.
Injury, healthy, and now having a little bit of experience.
Does that mean that we're gonna have somebody that's gonna be every day on Asylum's insane playmakers?
Him and Crosby, Jesus Christ! I actually feel a little bad for some of these quarterbacks because you know what, the two of them are going to meet there, and I think it's going to be back. We were just talking about it too. What was that? What was that year where we kept taking quarterbacks out?
It was like 2000, 2001 with Reagan Upshaw and Lance Johnston and Tony Bryant. They were just every quarterback we faced, concussion, broken leg, concussion, and we just knocked. We ended up playing their second stringers. It was like
they better have some good backups. They better have some good backups because it might be a repeat of those years.
Oh yeah, and
not that we're doing it on purpose, but shit happens in football.
Hey! First of all, Coach AP said he wants players, violent players, ill intent.
Yep,
we're doing it on purpose, okay? This is the Raider way. This is the mystique, and this is what we're trying to bring back.
Some can openers in.
Oh yeah, with the can openers of Villapiano, bust the helmet off of O.J. Simpson, rolling down the field. Hey, that and,
he made sure he didn't get a face mask full of grass. He got a mouth full of grass.
Yeah, and I wish we can go back in time to the Jack Tatum, George Atkinson, no man's land, Soul Patrol years. We knocking out quarterbacks left and right. I mean, not the quarterbacks, knocking out receivers left and right. And with the way they're focusing on defense,
Jack Jones.
You
got Jack Jones and Epps back there. We might be able to get, a little bit to that. Let's see who we get in the draft and in free agency, and we might. Just might end up with a mini Soul Patrol getting started.
I mean, if we can have that dominant defense where, speaking of Villapiano, he had said in one of the documentaries back then, quarterbacks used to just throw me the ball. Like they would just take the ball. Let's just get out of here, man. The Raiders coming after us. Just get out of here. We get to that. You got Crosby in one end and Kuntz, who was emerging last year. You got Tyree Wilson bull rushing one guy, and now you got Wilkins right in the middle also. Who are you going to double team?
Right? Who are you going to double team? You can only pick one or two.
Yeah.
All right. That running back and tight end, they're going to have to do 3 tight end sets, bring in their running backs to block everybody and shit. And then that's the only way they're going to protect the quarterback. And then that secondary is just going to eat because by the time he gets the time to throw, they're going to be in his face.
Yeah.
Even though they got double teamed. And that ball is going to go errant. It's going to be just a little high, a little this. And Jack Jones might just, might see something and be able to get there. And Epps might finally get his first interception as a Raider. Even though I think he should have had one, not his fault. I'm not saying it was his fault, not calling him out. But I thought Epps was going to get one here or there. He should have had a couple, but,
Yeah.
What's his name? Marcus Peters couldn't hand it off to him right. So,
hey, I heard he's still available on the free agent market.
Oh, I bet.
No. Well, I think he's trying to work nights at FedEx, but work days with the Raiders. I guess maybe I don't know. Who else is still available? Trent Brown, the offensive tackle. Oh yeah, he's still available. No one wants to pick him because they see that he just comes with too much drama. He's just a dramatic person.
I bet you get him for cheap. All from fucking season worth of Twinkies.
We'll give you. We'll pay you in $20 million in Twinkies. It's only
20 million
50 cents each.
Nowadays, I think they're up to $1.50 a piece now, but still,
yeah, inflation over here. Inflation. And then we also, let's go on the offensive side though.
Offense.
Minshew Mania in Vegas. Gardner Minshew in his little ass boy in his 5 seasons. Jacksonville, where he was drafted at, where he was drafted from, or where he was drafted into, or where he was drafted by. There we go.
Jacksonville drafted him.
That's who drafted him. AKA little ass boy, AKA Uncle Rico.
AKA We're going to change it. From now on, we got Farva and Uncle Rico.
Farva and Uncle Rico. What other
Right now,
quarterback?
the competition is between Farva and Uncle Rico.
Yeah, what other quarterback room has these kind of mustaches walking around, you know? So, well, he's got the full beard now. He looked like Jesus Christ coming, hey, guys, here to spread love, man, you know? He got that.
Water. I can turn it into wine for you.
I know. Turn that water into Hennessy. What? Oh. So, Gardner Minshew, he came to the press conference and I was watching it and I'm just like, why do I feel like he took like an edible or something, or he stopped? Because the first thing he said was, hey, man, that car ride in. How was that car ride in, man? Like, are you okay, sir? Are you on some kind of medication? Let's not go and drug test him like they did with Garoppolo, because we don't need no.
Not right now. You got to remember, I'm sure some people have forgotten it or want to forget it. He got the last win in Oakland.
Yeah, and they said that they asked him like, hey, how did it feel to close out Oakland? Oh yeah, man, it was, faces were up here high and then they came down. And I'm just like, the way he was talking about, like, this guy is on one. Welcome to the Raiders.
He kind of reminded you of the Big Lebowski.
Yeah.
Hey man, that's my rug.
The dude.
That's not cool.
AKA the dude. Come on, man.
But Uncle Rico. We're going to call him Uncle Rico on this show.
Uncle Rico. Now, see,
don't get us wrong. Don't get us wrong. We're still Team Ramrod.
Team Ramrod.
But I like having Uncle Rico as a backup.
Yeah, Team Ramrod. Which mustache will win? Anyways, going back to Minshew. Now, can we all agree that Wilkins is a great signing? You got one of the top.
Big splash. I mean, after Chris Jones re-signed, he was the top defensive lineman, defensive player in the market.
Yeah. It was Chris Jones and then Wilkins. Chris Jones ended up re-signing with the Chiefs. So the next one up was Wilkins, and the Raiders were able to make that deal. But like you seen, and Asylum had said, the way he came to his press conference and the first thing he wanted to do was do the Raiders. You knew, like, okay, yeah, he wanted to be here. He wanted to be here to play against Max Crosby. That means that their stats.
Want
to play against? I say my bad. Want to play with? My bad. With Max Crosby. All their stats are going to be, we're hoping, through the roof. I'm going to predict a 100-sack season for this Raiders team.
Oh, damn.
Everyone's getting 25, okay?
Everyone's getting 25? Everyone's getting
25, okay?
Damn. Quarterbacks are going to be spending a lot of time on their back.
Yeah, that and the blue tent, okay? I don't want to go in, man. I don't want. No, the light's too bright. The light's too bright. Okay, concussion.
It's too bright.
Now with Gardner Minshew. Now, like I was saying, everyone agrees that the Wilkins signing was a great signing.
Yeah.
But there's no negative. Like, this is not like how Derek Carr, the whole negative and positive, and you're on this side, you're on that side. It's not like that. But there are people that question this signing of Gardner Minshew.
Is a solid signing. This is I know they're talking about his contract and everything, but Gardner Minshew is a solid fucking signing. As we said, you go back to our other shows. When I was saying when we were talking about free agency earlier, and who we would want, to pick up in the quarterbacks, Gardner Minshew was my second.
Yes.
Gardner Minshew was my second. And I made that clear. And I think this is a solid. I think this is a true QB battle between the two. And I don't think we're going to know until after the final game of preseason and going into who the starter is going to be. I think he's either going to be a great backup or a great teacher. I think this was a solid signing, and we got him cheap.
Yeah.
Everyone's trying to go. Look at all these starting quarterbacks that are making over $20 million a year. And if he could be our starter or our backup, he's getting, I think it's on average $7 million a year, something like that. So, you know, and he was just like Aiden O'Connell. He was thrown into the starting role for Indianapolis, and they have a run-first quarterback with, a more run first. I don't want to quite call him with Anderson. Richardson, that's it.
Yeah.
So that's two separate playbooks right there. And he had more games, but it's one of those things of he was just like we were with Aiden O'Connell, just one game away from a playoff.
Yeah.
And that's all everybody ever said, right? Derek Carr, he never made the playoffs. He never won a playoff. Here we got two quarterbacks that thrown into a situation that not a lot of backup quarterbacks could be successful in, and both of them were one game away from being in the playoffs. So, I mean, I see even Devon agrees with me. I know I like Devon for a reason.
With the and you know, I don't know. We still have to see what the Raiders are going to do in the draft. This signing right here can say, and from what I was hearing, I was listening to Hondo's podcast this morning, that a lot of people in the NFL believe that this signing is because the Raiders don't really have a quote-unquote dude that they want to go after in the draft. So this is...
I think they have their guy. They have the one they want, but they also know it's going to cost a fortune to move up to get him. Well, so the question is, do you pay to go get him, or do you do something like this? And now I said I didn't want it in the first round. I didn't want it in the first 3 rounds. And I still don't want a quarterback in the first 3 rounds. But now I think with this signing here, we're not taking a quarterback in the first round. This allows us to wait till the second round, maybe even the 3rd round if they have somebody else, like a Rattler or even possibly a Bo Nix that they like, to be able to sit there and compete and be back. So, I mean, I think this shows us what we're going to do in the draft. And I think it's a great idea. If we have to take one, I'd rather take one in the 2nd round or the 3rd round versus the 1st round.
Yeah. And as you see on this graphic right here, Aiden O'Connell with what, 10 games he played. He started in 10 games. 2,218 yards, 12 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Gardner Minshew played all 17 games. He came into the first
13.
game.
He played 13. He started.
Well,
13
ESPN needs to go and fix their information, because I'm trying to go straight to the source, and this is not the first time ESPN gave me the wrong information, if that is the case. ESPN, you're also owned by Disney. Don't want no excuses, okay? But anyways.
It was 13. You got to remember, Richardson played enough games to get hurt.
So, okay.
He didn't get hurt in preseason. He didn't get hurt in preseason.
So did Aaron Rodgers then, huh? He played enough plays, 4 plays, Achilles. I don't want to hear nothing, okay? You know what?
But
just for that.
He started a game, so.
Well, okay. Stupid at ESPN. I'm trying to I'm making good graphics here, and if ESPN's screwing me over because they know I'm stealing their information, I don't care, ESPN. Okay, you gave it to us to use.
You don't have games on here, so that's okay.
Yeah,
that's still impressive. 3,000 yards in 13 games.
Yeah, so there you go. Okay, ESPN. Anyways, okay, let me start over, because I got all riled up, because if ESPN gave me the wrong information, then now I sound like I don't know what I'm talking about, and I sound like half the other shows that everyone watches on YouTube, okay, who don't know what they're talking about. I'm actually trying to put in actual research and not just good. Well, guess what, guys? I don't like this because he is who he is. What does that even mean? Like Raider Man said in the last show, Okay, you don't like Justin Fields, but you actually gave me an answer why you don't think he'll fit in this team. Thank you. Because a lot of folks on here who talk about like Gardner Minshew, well, I don't like Gardner Minshew because he's Gardner Minshew. Okay, but can you tell me why? Tell me why. Why do you feel this way? Now you got to go into psychology, but why do you feel this way, sir? Did he kill your puppy? Like, what's going on? So
show us on the ball where the bad man touched you.
So I'm just like, that was a bad laugh too. I thought, yeah, no. So Gardner Minshew, yeah, I like the signing. You know, with the whole thing about you're gonna draft a quarterback, and that's what Peggy had asked a couple weeks ago. Peggy on our show, Peggy's Perspective. She asked, okay, if this guy's available, if the Raiders want somebody, who would you want to get? And I had said, well, the narrative is always you either make the trades or spend what you got to spend, or give the compensation you need to get your guy, or you look somewhere else. Don't just get someone to okay, well, just get that guy, because we need a quarterback. No, you get the guy you want. You do what you got to do to get the guy you want, or you focus on other stuff, and then
like the Falcons, they got the guy they wanted, Kirk Cousins, for $180 million. Now we didn't spend $180 million. No. Yeah, right here. You see, $180 million. Baker Mayfield, which was on a lot of people's lists. Of what? $100 million. And then here you got Gardner Minshew. I mean, the only one that is a bigger steal than what we got, as far as that, you would have to say is Russell Wilson, because he signed for the league minimum.
That's because the Broncos are still paying his bills
the Broncos
for the next 2 years.
His fucking contract. But I mean, you could say that was a steal.
Yes.
In that case. Got to
and a lot of folks wanted Russell Wilson with the Raiders.
They did.
Yeah.
And then what did the Steelers go do? They decided to trade Kenny Pickett.
Well, I'm going to go back to a Hondo reference. Today in this morning's show of Hondo, he said at this
today, damn it.
Hondo had said, I was only able to watch the first 20 minutes of it. It was a 50-minute show or 50-minute video. But he had said that the Steelers' intentions were not to make Russell Wilson the starter. He was supposed to be the veteran backup. And Pickett was going to be the starter, but you just have a veteran backup just in case. And, Pickett, he wasn't, I don't want to say he was up and down, but it was, I don't want to say, I guess the Steelers seemed like they weren't fully sold on Pickett, but they were going to allow him to compete and go into this next season as the starter. But I guess the fans loved the signing that he requested a trade, and he ended up going to this, was it Seahawks?
No, Steelers.
The Steelers.
Oh, no. Pickett. No, he went to
the Vikings. The Vikings? Yeah.
Vikings,
no.
Yeah.
Sam Howell went to the Seahawks in a trade. Okay.
But now the big talk is, because it's similar quarterbacks who the Steelers thinking about getting for their backup or to compete with Wilson.
Uh-huh.
Oh, you don't know? Justin Fields.
Oh, I thought you froze. Uh-huh.
No, I was trying to give you a chance to answer. I didn't want to, I thought maybe,
Well, see,
player. I was trying to be a team player. Unlike somebody else I know who just left our team.
We'll see. See, always bringing up old stuff with other players who just recently left our team. Yeah. How was the cheese? So speaking of Justin Fields, the Bears have been making a lot of moves, and I don't have a graphic for that. Whatever. Just don't send me nothing. But anyways, the Bears are making a lot of moves.
Had DeAndre Swift on there, and
the Bears, yeah.
And that's the only one. But that was this was this was early when things started. We don't have no updates necessarily. So
see, the Bears signed Gerald Everett, the tight end.
Yeah.
They got him. And an O-line, any Bears in here? We got no. Defensive tackle. Oh, well, the Bears have been bit. That's the Browns. The Bears.
No, they have to be here. Let me see if I can find something this way.
But does that say that the Bears are going to be drafting a quarterback or keeping Fields? Because they have all the cards right now. The number 1 overall pick from the Colts. That was a great deal. And they have Justin Fields, who they're kind of not fully sold on him, but they have all, like I said, they hold all the cards. They can either trade the number 1 and get more picks, or they can trade Justin Fields and get more picks.
I personally think they're going to trade Justin Fields. They're just waiting for the market to warm up. Trying to say his name. Almond. They decided on Wednesday. Brett Wrighton. What the hell? A quarterback. Matt Pryor, offensive line. Jonathan Owen, safety. Gerald Everett, tight end. DeAndre Swift, running back. Kevin Bard, safety. Then they extended Patrick Scales, long snapper, and Jalen Johnson, their cornerback. They're good cornerback. They extended. So I mean, like you said, they've been making moves.
But is that for like we were saying? Is that for Fields or is that for Caleb Williams?
I turned around and when we talked, I thought it was possibly for Fields, but you believe it's for Caleb Williams, bringing in a rookie and having some experience behind it.
I mean, in the Bears, like I said, the Bears, this is like one giant 32 team poker tournament.
Hey, do they really fuck with people and take Marvin Harrison Jr. with the number 1 pick?
I mean,
they could.
They can do that, and they can keep the number 1 and get him, and then keep Fields. I mean, the Bears hold when it comes to the draft. The Bears hold all the chips and all the other 31.
They also hold 2 top 10 picks.
Yeah, it was the number 1 and number 9 or
number 9.
7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, 9.
Yeah. We have graphics. Where is it at? I know it's up here. I can't find it.
Which one?
The one that has. Oh, look at that's our coaches, and that's our. There it is.
That one.
Yes. The Bears have, of course, I guess. Oh, I'm not sorry. I said from the Colts. I meant from the Panthers. The Bears got the number 1 from the Panthers, and they got the number 9. And they also have Justin Fields, who can either be the starting quarterback or something that can get them more picks. The Bears hold all the cards in this 2024 NFL draft / poker tournament that all 32 teams are a part of, and they're all trying to see how the Bears are going to play their hands coming up. They have, like I said, made all these moves, bringing all these guys. I don't know. I mean, I can see them trying to build a team around
Fields. Around Fields or around Caleb?
I mean, it's
really
I can see it go both ways.
It's really either or, but what I'm starting to see, unless there's a team coming up that really, really looking for a quarterback, which the Steelers, might be the best choice. It might look like they might switch gears, keep Fields, and do something to surprise everybody and really throw the draft out of whack. Because if they take Marvin Harrison Jr. first, and then all of a sudden those quarterback needy teams, now you're going into the 4th or even the the Chargers 5th pick. All of a sudden the chance of getting one of those top 3 quarterbacks is a better chance, and all of a sudden you might see a lot of trades happening, a lot of people throwing picks at these next 3 teams or next 4 well, the next 3 after the Bears, to try to get that quarterback.
What do you think of this? Devon said they could draft Caleb and trade him.
No, I don't see them doing that. There, you're going to be. Your better bet is to draft who you want and then let it go the other way. If they're going to stick with Fields, I see them doing something like another wide receiver. Harrison. Like I said, I think if it's not Caleb Williams, they're going to draft Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah, I think, which I can see the strategy in that, but I think if they do, they're basically, I don't want to say they're wasting that overall pick. If they do like a Marvin Harrison Jr., they're wasting that pick hoping for someone to trade for Caleb. I think if you're going to trade that number 1 pick, you trade the actual pick and not the player picked from it.
Yes.
Because an open pick has more value than a player, because someone else might want that pick and want to pick Marvin Harrison Jr. and not a quarterback.
Or Caleb Williams or the Drake May or even the
or the Drake May, because they want, so I think that might not, that won't, I get the strategy, but I don't know if that'll make sense if they're trying to get the most out of that number 1 pick, if they're basically going to trade it, regardless if it's trading the number 1 pick or taking him and then trying to trade him.
Harrison won't be there at 9. Harrison will not be there at 9.
No,
I could almost. Harrison's not the next whatever team. What was that draft order again? Can you bring that up? I mean, where is it? Where was that draft order?
It's right here.
Right here. You got it? Okay. Arizona will probably take Harrison.
Maybe the Chargers, because the Chargers got rid of their receivers.
Yeah, they did. That's true, and they don't need a quarterback. If Arizona don't do it, Chargers could do it.
Yeah.
Atlanta could do it.
No. The Bears. Okay, so let's. We're not gonna do a mock draft, but let's just go by position.
Not yet.
Yeah, let's go by position though. The Bears could either go quarterback or Marvin Harrison. Let's say they do go quarterback. So let's say they do Caleb Williams. Okay, Washington needs a quarterback.
They just New England needs a quarterback.
Needs a quarterback. Arizona might not be fully happy with their quarterback, but they don't need a quarterback.
But they don't need it. Yeah. Well, Kyler Murray's also got that big contract, so they might be stuck with Kyler Murray right now.
Yes, unless they try to trade him, but that'll be a surprise if they do. Like that'll just be one of those boom trade. What? LA the Chargers, they don't need a quarterback.
I know it might have worked for Kobe, but it's just not going to be one of those things. It's just
New York Giants, they need a quarterback. Tennessee, they don't have a quarterback. Well, yes, they do. Yes, I'm sorry. I keep thinking.
Yeah, they got Will Levis. They got Will Levis.
I forget because he came in the middle of the season. He got drafted, but he wasn't the guy yet until they benched Tannehill, who is still a free agent at this moment. So, like you said, Arizona, the Chargers, and Tennessee.
And even Atlanta.
Yeah, if he does survive that far.
Yeah. I don't see him surviving that far, but I mean, like I said, you got, so that's what, 1, 2, 3 teams. Even we'll use Atlanta. 3 teams for Atlanta. If he drops to Atlanta, Atlanta's not going to let him go.
No, especially with Kirk Cousins that they just got. They need to give him a weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they just lost Ridley.
Yeah. This is, you know what? This is probably the most exciting NFL offseason just as a football fan. I mean, there's like a lot of moves. They're trying to figure out who's doing what and why. We have our own team with AP getting the full time, getting the tag off, the interim tag off of him.
Is this the draft day movie? Fucking
the draft day with
Kevin
Dances
Costner?
with Wolves.
Kevin
Yeah.
Costner.
I mean, you know, I don't know. And going back to, you know, the whole Gardner Minshew, where folks are still So I'm not going to say there's a lot, but there are some people that didn't like it, and I like to read. I don't like to read because it annoys me, but I do like to see what people are saying and thinking on these Raider sites on Facebook, these Raider pages, where they're like, they just Gardner Minshew. We're still going to draft the quarterback because he's garbage, and I don't believe in O'Connell because the stats and the whole O'Connell thing.
Well, I look at both of our quarterbacks. I look at both of our quarterbacks, Minshew and O'Connell, right now. As a possible situation as a Baker Mayfield. Everyone's calling him washed up, garbage, all this other shit. Then he went to Tampa Bay and fucking lit it up, and all of a sudden he was a hot commodity.
Well, if you really think about all these, with the exception of the Wilkins, that's a no-brainer. If you got the money and you can do it, you're going to pay a Wilkins that money to fix that front on your defense. But when it comes to guys like an O'Connell or even Gardner Minshew, these guys, AP said, I want guys that have my personality, which is you're the underdog. You're going to scrap and claw and do what you can, to be out there in that field. That shows your love and dedication to this game. Like this is your life. This football is your life. Gardner Minshew, he started he started most of the games his rookie year with the Jaguars, but then they got bounced around, and he showed that he can play coming off the bench. Like you said, he almost got him to the playoffs. He missed it by one game, just like O'Connell missed it by one game, taking the Raiders to the playoffs. So these are guys that AP knows. They know adversity. They're not expected to be given whatever. They know they're going to work for it. And that's why we like O'Connell, because he went in there and everyone was against him. He looked so horrible against the Chargers the first time around. This and that. And they don't focus on the intangibles. Like, what really happened? He had a coach that, if you really think about it, sabotaged him. And then he becomes a starter with AP when AP took over. And they had to run things on the fly, basically, because a lot of that playbook was more meant for a Garoppolo who couldn't produce because he couldn't stay on the field. A Brian Hoyer, which we all can agree was not good. We were all, 100% of us were like, you know what, Hoyer, you're a great quarterback coach who wears a uniform, but on the field, that's not. You're not the answer. You're not the future. You're not even the stopgap, bridge quarterback, whatever. We either go with Garoppolo, who can't stay in the field, or we go with O'Connell. They went with O'Connell with half a playbook and with the limited amount of resources that he had, let's say, to audible or to make these, subtle changes on the line, and the lack of continuity with the receivers like Adams and Myers and those guys.
Even if you throw in that first Chargers game where he was sabotaged, he still went 5-5.
Yeah. So when people say, "Well, I don't think is the answer," like Raider Man said, tell me why. Tell me why. Don't just I don't like him because he sucked, but why?
Well, no. I guarantee all you're going to hear is one fucking sentence. He's not mobile. But yet, those same people, because they don't understand the difference between a mobile quarterback and a running quarterback, they think if he's not a running quarterback, he's not mobile. Look at the last 5 games, right? Was it last 5 games? Not a single sack, not a single interception. No, not a single sack.
No, then he didn't have an interception.
He started rolling out of the pocket. He started to become mobile.
Yes.
He just didn't take off and run past the line of scrimmage and pick up fucking 15 yards. But that's not what we're asking out of a quarterback. That's not what we were asking out of him, because he was limited. We didn't have those kind of plays. He didn't get to practice those kind of plays. We were just trying to get him focused on, reading the defenses, doing this, doing that, and being more than a game manager. And he was succeeding in all that. But people they expect a Patrick Mahomes, a Jordan Love, a fucking Russell Wilson. I want a mobile quarterback. I want somebody who's going to fucking take off and run. Yeah, you had that in Derek Carr, but you bitched about all his decisions when he did it and didn't do it. You know, he was scared at first. Yes, after he broke his leg, you know, he heard footsteps. I'll admit it.
Yeah.
But then, you know, the last couple of years, he started doing it. He tried hard. You know, he hold the ball out trying to get those first down touchdowns. He'd fumble the ball because of it. But he was mobile. But then they just bitch and complain about that. Oh, he just making too many. You can't have, you know, both situations. Aiden O'Connell started to get mobile. Fucking Gardner Minshew is a mobile quarterback. So you've got your mobile quarterback. So what's the problem with Minshew then?
Because Minshew, in everyone's eyes, is a career backup. You know who else was a career backup in their time?
Plunkett?
No.
Until he got his chance with us?
No, he was always a starter with the Patriots and the Niners. It wasn't until he got to the Raiders when he almost decided.
Not with the end of the Niners.
Well, he was a starter at the beginning.
In the beginning,
but no, you're missing a point. Okay, but it was your argument from a few weeks back. Who does Gardner Minshew you said kind of remind you of?
Rich Gannon.
Oh, Rich Gannon, who was a career backup throughout his career, and then he came to the Raiders, just needed a team that believes in him, and look what he did. MVP in 2002, took the team to the Super Bowl. Unfortunately, we lost our center. That is a whole nother subject. We are not against Barrett Robbins. I've heard a lot of conspiracy theories on that, so I'm not going to put that on Barrett Robbins. But we ended up going against.
Somebody could get it.
Yeah, we went against a John Gruden who knew the plays because Bill Callahan didn't change any kind of terminology, didn't change any kind of plays, the tendencies. John Gruden knew the tendencies of Rich Gannon, so that's why we didn't win that Super Bowl. But overall, Rich Gannon brought stability back into that quarterback position for the Raiders, because before that it was Jeff George, who had an arm but wasn't that great. Before that, it was Hostetler, who was decent. He was decent, but wasn't the full answer. And before that, you had the people, you know, the Mark Wilsons after Jim Plunkett and Todd Maranovich. It didn't work out. You know, I think there's a lot of pressure trying to continue on with that. You know, the quarterbacks that the Raiders had. I think he just got a lot of pressure being number one pick for the Raiders at that time. Raiders had a lot of quarterbacks, and that's the same thing between Gannon and Carr. There was a whole bunch of just instability with that position. Mm-hmm. Carr, I guess you could say, I don't want to say set the tone, but kind of got the position back in order, and now we have.
He brought stability back to that position.
Yes. And he said, please don't mention Mark Wilson. It's part of our history, unfortunately, just like Jamarcus Russell is part of our history, unfortunately. But
Matt McGloin was part of our history.
Matt McLovin. Yes. How Greg Papa used to call him. But I mean, Gardner Minshew is that scrappy dude that's going to go out there because he knows that this is not my position. They even asked him, you know, what did they say when you sign? He goes, hey, it's going to be a competition. I just want to know that I have a chance.
That's why he came to the Raiders. All he wanted was a chance to earn the starting position. He wanted the competition. Aiden O'Connell, I expect the competition. I'm looking forward to the competition. You know, so you got two people who are going to do their best to earn the position.
Yes.
You know, even though you say you hear AP saying it's Aiden O'Connell's job to lose.
Mm-hmm.
Yet, you know, I said it. Minshew has a chance to beat out O'Connell. O'Connell has a chance to beat out Minshew. And if either way, Minshew is the backup because O'Connell wins, you got a guy who could help teach O'Connell, you know, with the little things because they're similar quarterbacks. If Minshew wins it, you got a good quarterback for O'Connell to sit behind and learn from. So when Minshew's time with the Raiders is over, he could step right in and take that job.
Yeah. And
Well,
I would say the
okay,
difference.
Iman, you say you want a dog in the hunt? I think you got 2 dogs in the hunt right now. You got both quarterbacks have nothing but had to fight for everything they've had.
Hold on, I dog in the hunt. You have Scooby Doo and you have Scrappy Doo. You have Scooby Doo and Gardner Minshew. Right, you know, hey, right, you know, hey,
And O'Connell, puppy.
yeah, yes, you got little Scrappy Dappy Doo and O'Connell ready to go in there and fight. So
you gotta make that graphic now. You gotta make that graphic now.
So you have the guys there, and there's a lot of uncertainty because I guess people are waiting to prove it. Show me you can. Show me you can do it. O'Connell showed flashes with what he had. So they're going to build a team.
Again, if O'Connell, instead of starting as the 3rd string quarterback like McDaniels did to him, now he's going to have an off season. Granted, it's a new offensive coordinator, but he gets to start the season, OTAs, training camp, all that shit as a possible starter.
Hong Kong Phooey, I see
Hong
it. Speaking of Saturday morning cartoons.
But which one's Hong Kong Phooey?
It's Minshew.
Oh, is okay. I can see that, yeah. I like the Scooby Doo and Scrappy Doo one though.
But yeah, no.
Like I said, now you're giving him a chance. You're giving a man who was in college the 9th quarterback. They had 9 quarterbacks or 8 quarterbacks ahead of him on the team, who ended up becoming the fucking starter. You want a dog? There's your dog. And then you got Minshew who said, all I want is a chance to compete. Give me the opportunity and I'll show you what I could do. That's a dog.
Yeah.
I don't think you could ask for anything more.
And I mean, you know, O'Connell, if you remember he froze again. See, stop using AOL free discs, okay? 15 hours of free internet, okay, please. With O'Connell, and I know it's preseason, he's going against backups and 3rd string, 4th string bubble players, but so was he, a rookie. And with the offense and the players that he was used to, that he was using, and see, well, his alter ego said the AOL again. Yeah, I know. He's talked about it. Once he said AOL, that's when his internet started going out. So we're taking you back, okay? This is a vintage show right now, okay? We shouldn't even have this on TV. We should have this on an old school, big old box TV with the dials on the side. Did you get your internet fixed? Because it was coming with a good point. Circle of Death is coming through. Who's coming through the Circle of Death? Is it Asylum? Or is it another technical difficulty? Conspiracy theory. We should have the theme song to the Twilight Zone. But as I was saying, if you saw O'Connell, oh, there you are. If you saw O'Connell,
fucking AOL
through the depths of the black hole, and here we are, the Asylum. Oh no, it's not the Asylum, it's just Asylum. Or how some folks call you Psy or Raider Asylum. All right. It's a conspiracy theory, as Devon said.
All right, Sav.
Sav. So O'Connell, if you remember his how he looked in preseason, for with the playbook that he had and the players that he had comfortable with, you saw how he was able to throw downfield. He got Wilkinson, the receiver, a job on the 53-man roster. He did,
and that was all O'Connell.
And I would say also that Trey Tucker got help from O'Connell, getting him on the rotation in the receiving core in the 53-man roster. He was actually out there playing, getting into plays. So
I agree with that 100%.
If you can't throw in the towel on O'Connell because of the 10 games he played last year. And like you said earlier, the last couple, the last 4 or 5 games he played, he balled out with what was given to him. If everyone talks about the Kansas City game in Kansas City, you was there. He didn't complete a pass after the first quarter. He didn't need to complete a pass after the first quarter. If you've seen how Mahomes looked in that game, and he's the more veteran quarterback, 2 rings.
AB said it. He changed the game plan in that game and said, I want you to manage the fucking game.
Yeah.
We were running the ball and the defense was killing them. Why do you need him to do anymore? Why are you going to jeopardize that game, with a possible stupid mistake? But no, AP even said, we changed the game plan. We came in with this game plan, and because of the way the game went, we decided we're going to change it to this.
Yeah.
And he did what was asked. I know quarterbacks who would have fucking had a problem with that and would have tried to do what they wanted to do and made the mistake, and then now you lose that game.
And if you remember on the other side of the field, on the other side of the line, Mahomes had an ugly game. And I don't care what Mr. Taylor Swift said. You didn't give that game away. You're not going to give away a game to the Raiders.
No, we played the Grinch.
Yeah. You don't give a game away to the Raiders. First of all, if you're KC, you don't give a game away to the Raiders, and especially on your home field in Arrowhead, and especially when you're trying to go after the number 1 seed in the AFC. Eventually they did win the Super Bowl, but you're not going to just give a game away, okay?
Especially look, if it wasn't, even Andy Reid said when they got to Vegas to play the Super Bowl, he called AP and thanked them. If it wasn't for that ass whooping, they may never have made it to where they did.
Yeah, but we were the last team.
The game after that,
we were the last. We were the last team to beat the Chiefs. So if anybody wants to know how to beat the Chiefs, you come to us. We'll let you know. The Niners didn't come to us, and you saw what happened because yeah. So
it is what it is on that one. But back to it, like I said, I think back to Devon's comment. I think we got 2 dogs. We got 2 dogs. Now let's see. We got the dogs on the team. If we draft another QB for whatever, it's fine. But I think we got the dogs we're looking for right now.
Yeah. And we just got to see it. We just got to see it. If they do draft a quarterback, like you said, I see it in the later round. I always thought it wouldn't make sense. You're going to have a rookie quarterback going against a second-year quarterback who really only played half the season, little less than half the season. Who's going to learn from who and what? So, yeah, that's what I believe. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, we're over here producing moves right now on this show right here. This special edition Saturday show. So is that a thumbs up?
Yeah, I'm working on that now.
So let's real quick. There was another signing. Huh?
Before we talk, you're gonna talk about something else? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. No, real quick. There was another signing. We did get a tight end, Harrison Bryant from the Browns. He played all his early on in his career, his 4 seasons with the Browns. I don't know if this is a replacement for Harrison Barnes, yeah, and the Warriors for Austin Hooper, and there wasn't really too many highlights on him from last year. He had like 1 touchdown that I can find, but this is like a guy, just to fill that tight end room to see who's gonna because we still got guys on our practice squad, Fotheringham, which I liked him in the preseason last year.
Like that.
he made a lot. He made some plays when he played in the preseason. So this could be just added depth. He's not a big dude, like he's not a heavy dude, so he's probably more of like
he apparently is a great blocker and got good hands.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to come in to do what Hooper did and be more of a blocker than he is a pass catcher, because the pass catching is going to go to Myers.
Yeah. Your do-all everything tight end Myers. And maybe with Getsy, the tight ends will be involved in this offense, unlike the last 2 years with McDaniels, who had 2 all-pro tight ends when he was with the Patriots, and Gronk and Hernandez. So yeah, we can't really judge the players that we have during the McDaniels era too much, because even he didn't know how to use the players that he selected. But
he thought he knew how to use.
He thought but hey, he can make a high school quarterback, right? Be an all-pro, whatever it was.
No, he can turn it around and take a high school quarterback and make him a Pro Bowl quarterback.
The fact that you have to use a high school quarterback means, hey, you know what? Stay away from my high schools, please. Also, going back to this, Jeremy Garoppolo has found a new home. He's with the Rams
as a
backup. But he went from the Las Vegas. It was cool in Las Vegas, and now he's in LA. He's just always around the stars, always around the stars. So Jimmy Garoppolo has found a new home. But before, no, that was real quick. But hey, let's introduce. You see him on the chat line or on the comments in our chats, Mr. Devon Johnson. I wish I had theme music to bring you in. But here we go. Devon Johnson, welcome to the show. We're first want to say we appreciate you coming on and always being on the show. Your comments are appreciated. Welcome to the show. How are you doing?
Oh, man, I'm doing great, man. It's always a pleasure. Usually when the show is on, I'm working, so I got to break away and hide at my job and go sneak off in the closet and catch the show. But
that makes
this
it
is what
better.
I love, man. This is my type of thing.
We appreciate it even more now.
Yes.
Yeah. Now that we know that, we appreciate it even more.
Yeah. Well, I just happened to catch y'all on a Saturday show. Y'all usually don't do Saturday shows, do you?
No.
Yeah, it was just
this is a rarity for us.
What wasn't a lot of information. The whole free agency thing is always continues to update. So we wanted to have another show for all of the updates that has happened and talk more in depth of who we got and everything. So it was like a special last minute thing.
Well, to be honest, I got nervous when I got the notification that y'all was on. Like, oh man, something that went down, some shit that went down. I gotta, so I'm busting my ass trying to find out.
We were hoping, shit.
Yeah. But anyway, on the quarterback thing, though, Minshew was always in my top 3 as far as free agent, somebody we can get that'd be a solid veteran that's been around, that knows the game, kind of like how Gannon was. I'm not selling O'Donnell short. I like O'Donnell, but I want to see them compete for that spot.
Yeah.
And they are going to compete. I mean, that's the thing. It's been made clear. It is O'Connell's job to lose, but it is a true competition. And it's been a long time that we've seen, especially for Raiders, have seen a true competition for the quarterback spot.
I personally, on the starting blocks, I think Minshew's going to have a little headway because he's got more game experience. He's been in the fight a little bit more. Yeah. He has a little more to resolve and a little more to pull from. So I think he might beat O'Connell out, but I'm not mad about it.
Oh, neither am I. No, I'm with you there. If he beats O'Connell out, I think he's a perfect quarterback for O'Connell to sit behind and learn and be the backup to, because there's similarities. To me, the way I look at it is Minshew's a little bit more mobile than O'Connell is, but O'Connell has the better arm and accuracy over Minshew. So I think this is actually a great battle between the two, to where God knows how it's going to go. I mean, they both might play a lot during the preseason just to see what we got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not really into the mobile. I know mobile quarterbacks are cool, but they get hurt a lot. They're not reliable.
You're talking about a running quarterback. No,
see, I mean a running quarterback. Yeah, running quarterback. Go. Yeah, now mobile quarterback is cool, but a running quarterback to where first thing is get skittish. He's out of there. You know what I'm saying? And then he's on the IR list. He's hurt. You know, I want a quarterback that can sit in there and stand in that pocket and sling it. Don't hold it too long. Get rid of it. And then if things break down, Plunkett could get yards for us. When Plunkett had to run, Plunkett would run.
Yeah.
That's true.
He wasn't the prettiest runner, but he got the job done when needed.
Even the Snake, he wasn't the prettiest runner, but he got them first downs when he had to.
That's all I
With the 2 busted knees, he still got them first downs.
Just extend the drive.
Yes.
Exactly. Move the chains. That's what I always say every game. Just move the chains.
Yeah.
Move the chains.
A lot of these running quarterbacks, first thing they want to do, as soon as they see somebody in their face, they take off.
Yeah, they put themselves in the line of fire of linebackers coming full speed and these faster defensive tackles and defensive ends coming full speed. You run away from your blockers. Now you're just a sitting duck.
Yep. And taking unnecessary hits.
I think over the last few years, I squelched that with Patrick Mahomes. He better stay his butt in that pocket with us because he get to come out. We already headhunting for him, and we play containment. You know,
everybody knows we got the Jordan rules. We got the Jordan rules coming.
Oh, it's the Mahomes rules now.
The Mahomes rules. The Pistons are coming your way.
Are we freezing all over the place?
It's like AOL.
I'm not the only one. Hey, I feel better now.
I think if we can go from a scale of like statue quarterback to running quarterback in the Raider history, what's his name? Kerry Collins is your statue quarterback, where he just stood back there and he'll come and then right when he's throwing the sacked. A slow release, doesn't move. So that's statue quarterback, running quarterback. Who would you say, like a Terrell Pryor?
Terrell Pryor was one of those, yeah.
Yeah, I like Terrell Pryor.
I felt we gave up too early on Terrell Pryor. I think we just
I agree. I agree with that one too. I think Terrell Pryor, we didn't have the right coach for Terrell Pryor. That's what it was.
Yeah.
We didn't have the right coach that could help harness Terrell Pryor and maybe keep him in the pocket a little bit longer, like Patrick Mahomes is doing now.
You hit it right on the spot there, Asylum. I think he was green enough that if he had the right coach, we could have corralled his running and got him to be, make it use it as a weapon, but not rely on it.
Yes, exactly.
But we didn't have the right coaches at the time, and then we had so much instability over the years. That's why I could never be mad at Carr. I'm from Bakersfield, so I can never really be mad at Carr and what all he went through in his 9 years there, because he never had any stability.
Yes.
But he is a Raider through and through.
Yes.
Once a Raider, always a Raider.
That's what we keep saying too.
I wouldn't even be mad if a couple of years down the line he come finish up with us.
Yeah.
He'd be a good backup, come finish up with us.
I was going to say, depending on the situation, we're talking about a backup. I could see that.
Yeah, bring him in as a backup with good coach on the field. Player coach.
Charles Woodson, getting him out there for some specific plays, this, that, the other, just to give him a little bit of time. But, helping O'Connell or into whoever our quarterback is at the time.
I want to go back to the Terrell Pryor. Another thing that happened was Terrell Pryor was Al Davis's last draft pick. Then Al Davis passed away. If Al Davis was still alive, he would have kept him on the team, and whatever coach he brought in was going to have to work with him. Like what's his name? Lane Kiffin had to work with Jamarcus Russell. I think because Al Davis passed away and Mark was trying to stay back and whatever, and they had McKenzie who brought in Dennis Allen. Dennis Allen gave up on him. They did draft Carr right after that, but yeah, I like Terrell Pryor. I think if you just gave him a good quarterback coach and an offensive coach, because Dennis Allen's a defensive coach, that can work with them or figure out ways to have plays to his skills he could have been something. He did. He did.
Maybe like a Gruden with Terrell Pryor.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, Gruden likes more veteran quarterbacks though than
he does. But I mean, at the same time, I think I know where you're going with all that, and I'm just trying to think of who we got. At the time, Del Rio could have probably worked with Pryor, but I think Gruden might have been the better fit with the Pryor.
Yeah, or if Hugh Jackson would have had a second year.
They gave up on Hugh Jackson too quick.
Yes, I believe that too. That wasn't Hugh Jackson. That was more the defense when they brought Chuck Bresnahan back that second term, and he couldn't even stop nobody. That second time around.
Well, and then Al Davis dying during his reign and shit, I don't think helped the damn thing.
Yeah, because he would have kept him for another year. He finished 8-8. He would have kept him another year because that was his coaching pick. He fired Tom Cable for Hugh Jackson. Because Hugh Jackson was the offensive coordinator before. That offense was moving, so I'm gonna keep the offensive coordinator, and they were moving with under Campbell.
I'll go with that. I could do a Terrell Pryor with the Hugh Jackson.
Yeah. Tom Cable was a Raider coach. He was just a little bit out of control. He's over there breaking jaws and
punching.
Hold on, bro. You just go back to the offensive line or something, bro.
Yeah, it ain't worked. They saw he punched the assistant. Hey, we're gonna play good. Nah, we're playing good. No, he's gonna punch us in the face.
Here's a little bit. I never thought I would say this, but
you wouldn't have Kelsey sitting there fucking jawing into the Super Bowl to a Tom Cable and shit because his ass would have been laid out right then and there.
He was a little bit too much Raider at the time. Like, whoa, hey.
No, a big Tom Cable, not skinny Tom Cable. Yeah. Big Tom Cable.
Hey, I would love to be the fly on the wall in that place, man.
Oh yeah. During that time, yeah, that would have been interesting.
Yeah, that goes. Who had the better punch? Matt Millen against the Patriots GM, Tom Cable or Bill Romanowski against the backup tight end?
Matt Millen all day long.
Matt
Miller set the precedent.
3 punches, so we can't even put Tom Cable's in there because we didn't get a chance to see it.
Yeah.
Matt Miller set the standard.
Or hey, how about Lincoln Kennedy?
Every picture of him all.
How about Lincoln Kennedy after that Monday night game when they threw an ice ball into his and he went to the stands and punched that Denver fan in the face. We'll put that up there on the list.
Yeah, that was a nice one.
That might be up there with the Matt Millen. That might be up there with the Matt Millen.
Then you're going back to Alzado with the helmet.
Alzado rule. I love that fucking rule.
Matuzak, I mean, we had some nuts.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Ted Hendricks.
That nobody else wanted.
Yes.
Nobody wanted those nuts.
No, it's not even wanted. Nobody else could control those nuts like Davis did.
And they said, we're not going to control you. Just, play your game. Just win. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to try to control you. I got you because of who you are.
And, I hated Romanowski. When he was a Niner, I hated his guts. But when he became a Raider, he just fit right in.
Yeah, he was my favorite. I hated him as a Bronco. I couldn't stand him. And then when he came to the Raiders because the Broncos cut him. He said, Al Davis, I'm ready. Bring me in. All right, let's go. Let's go.
Let's go. People be sitting there arguing with him. He'll spit in their mouth while they talking to him. Man, he was hardcore, man.
Crosby spit on somebody. He admitted it.
Hey, my favorite Romanowski play was when he broke Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp trying to dive for a ball. And it was an incomplete pass, and he was out for the rest of the season because I think he broke like the elbow in his arm. And I say, yeah, that's what you get, Shannon Sharp. Take that for 20. That 188-yard pass against the Raiders. The Ravens. When he was playing for the Ravens against the, you know what I mean. I can't talk right now. I'm all like going back in time. I can't even talk right now.
Hey, we old school Raiders, man. It's almost like a family reunion right now.
Right?
Yeah, a box of black.
And the funny thing is, we're talking about all this shit, and who do we end up fucking picking up? Wilkins seems like he fits everything we're talking about. Wilkins and Crosby is like fucking Alzado and Hendricks or Alzado and Millen. I mean, you know, all this fitting in there and shit.
In my heart of hearts, I just do not want to waste Crosby's career. I do not want to. He deserves to leave our organization with a ring.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, I agree. And I think he would have walked off, and I think Crosby is truly happy with what we started to do, starting with the AP signing. Now moving forward with who we're getting, I bet you nobody was happier than Crosby when we signed Wilkins. Christian Wilkins, he turned out. I bet you money. He's like, I got me another dog. He's got a motor just like Crosby, and it's not something that he's got to work on. Now it's like it's going to be a competition between the two. Who's got the bigger motor?
Yeah.
You know, in my opinion, I just kind of feel like that's what's going to be. Then, you know, not only that is the shit talking. Now you got the celebration competition. Who's going to have the better celebration when they get their sack and shit? Crosby's going to have to work on it. It's no more bow and arrow or kicking in the door. He's going to have to do something else because, you know, we got the Hadouken from Wilkins and we got other shit. You know,
as long as they getting sacks, it's a good competition I want to see.
Right? I agree.
Don't get no sack in the fourth quarter and we're down by 30 and you want to go out here and party and celebrate. Now I don't want to see that shit. You know? I need sacks from the first quarter all the way down to the end of the game, and then we can really judge the best ceremony, best celebration.
Right now, with the 4 guys we got on that defensive line, with the Kuntz, Tyree, Crosby, and now Wilkins,
and even Adam Butler coming in, coming back.
Butler too coming back. We haven't talked about that yet, but Butler coming back. I think honestly, we have Al Davis's vision. The quarterback's got to go down quick, got to go down early and go down hard. And now it's
first 5 plays.
Who gets there first? Because that shit talk is going to start after. I got mine. Where's yours? Oh, you want to play like that? All right, here we go. Bam,
we're having a meeting. We're having a meeting at the quarterback.
Yeah.
Right? We did that against who was it? The Giants?
It did that against Mahomes. We had that poor boy all flustered. We had him dead to rights. You know?
Yeah, no, I agree with that too. I mean, it was fucking, and we only got better on the defense. I mean, right now that Wilkins, that was such a big splash. The pool's still waiting to get filled. We're still waiting for that water to fill up to the level it needs to be at so we can make another splash.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate y'all bringing me on, Asylum. You know what I'm saying? This is a thrill for me. I feel like I made it to the big time out here, you know?
We appreciate it. Thank you.
I appreciate you feel with the big time. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. But like I say, I do talk with Coach D during the football games. I go live commentary. We sit there and talk Raiders, you know, same way we're doing it just now. I have my pops with me. And, you know, check it out on YouTube, but I'm definitely going to be a supporter of the show. I'm going to share it and try to get more people involved with it because this is the type of information that real Raider fans need to share with each other that know what they're talking about. Not these fly-by-nights and Johnny-come-latelys and all this whole type of stuff. The ones who've been here for all the suffering and remember the winning and the ones who really know what's going on with our squad.
Yep.
I wouldn't watch you guys if you guys didn't know what the hell y'all was talking about.
Well, we appreciate that. We appreciate
that goes for Miss Peggy too.
Oh, we love Miss Peggy. That's why she's a staple on the show.
Yes.
Oh man, she has some good insight. Good insight.
She got us making sure we know what we're talking about.
Hey, she put Savage in concussion protocol the first show.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw that. You got to watch her first show. He couldn't talk after that. She fucked him up big time.
Oh, she put the checking down, huh?
Oh yeah.
Man, this is my pops. He be on the show with me right here. He's in the yard. Yeah.
Hey,
what up? How you doing? How you doing?
We on the Asylum show, the Raider show right there, Dad.
On the Raider show, all right,
yeah.
But my dad's a league whore though.
Hey, that means he can help me out with fantasy football then.
Yeah, he done got kicked off. He done got kicked off his own show a couple of times.
Hey, that's something special there to get kicked off your own show.
Hey, that means we got to get him on this one in.
I would love to, but I don't want to hold up the spot. I know you guys got a lot of information to cover. I just want to thank you all for having me on the show. And
we appreciate you coming on.
I plan on coming back.
Yes.
Oh yeah, definitely.
All
All
right.
right,
How you
thank you,
cook
thank
me
you.
out?
All right. Just want to thank Devon for coming on. I mean, it was great. I appreciate what he had to say about us in the show.
Yes.
We will definitely be checking out his podcast with him and Pops when the season starts.
Oh yeah. We gotta get that information.
Just so you know, I've already subscribed to that channel. Everybody go to we'll get the name again and put it out there.
We'll have that up and graphic up here. Wait, let me start over. We'll have that graphic up here. We're not gonna have graphic up here. We're gonna have that graphic up of his show on YouTube, yeah. His information, so everyone could go and follow that, subscribe to that, share, and you know what he said his pops got kicked out of his own show. Like I said, that means he's got to get on this show. No holds bar. No holds bar.
He done got kicked off his own show. That might be somebody we got to do a cage match with.
Oh yeah.
Are
you ready? Wait. Are you? I don't know if that's clear.
Yeah. I heard it. It was clear.
So yes. Let's do one more graphic. We were doing so we saw
you did tight ends. You did the tight end signing.
Yeah. Who you like at 13? How about the trade down and get another? I mean, yeah. If they can trade down and get more picks and get more players in,
I'm for that. Otherwise, I'm going to go position, not player. Well, I could go. I like either cornerback from Alabama, Kool-Aid, or what was it, Arnold? I think it is. I like either one of those two, or an offensive lineman at 13.
We're going to get ready for the draft coming up in about a month and a half now. It's coming fast now, a month and a half.
Well, it's today's 16th. It's actually less than even that.
Really?
Well, I mean, the 15th, right in the middle.
Yeah. I thought it was. I thought it was the end of April. No.
No, it is. It's the 28th.
Yeah.
So it technically, it's probably a month and a week.
It's like you have the Super Bowl ends, then free agency, then the resurrection, Easter, and then we have draft.
There ain't no football on Easter.
No, but it's a resurrection. And the resurrection, the Raiders are having right now, going into 2024, the Raider way, the Raider mystique.
How do we start every show that nobody sees?
In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Roller. And now we have Gardner Minshew walking in like Jesus Christ with the whole long hair. And he's over here like, hey, man. Come on, man. Let's go along. Let's do this, man.
Boy, but Crosby's big ass boy, and we going to fuck some shit up.
Yeah, I'm going to turn water into winds. Oh, wait. Oh, you supposed to say wine? Oh, I thought that was an S, not an E. My bad right there. You want wine, you go across the bay to the Niners. Oh, I'm sorry. The Raiders are not over here in Oakland anymore. But
no, hold on. You want wines, you go to Kansas City because fucking all they do is whine to get there.
All they do is whine, and all they say is,
he's touching me. He's touching me.
I'm here.
I'm here.
I'm here. I'm here. I'm talking right now.
Yeah. But let's because I do have to we do have to end this show quick. But let's go run through these free agent signings that has happened. They're not fully updated, but there will be more.
Oakland is Mecca.
Oh, my bad. It will always be Oakland.
Oakland is Mecca. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. When you talk about the Raiders, Oakland is Mecca, and I'm glad that I had a chance to spend 17 years going to church in Mecca.
Yes.
Can't ask for anything more. I'm glad I got to experience that. I don't care if I never go to a game in Las Vegas. I want to, but I don't care if I never get to go to a game in Las Vegas. At least I got to go spend time in Mecca and see and spend time with the people out there, because there's nothing fucking like it.
And I grew up with the original Black Hole from 1995 when they first came. I was 10 years old in 95, and I grew up with that. My dad if you remember Oakland and you went to the tailgates in the in the late 90s, early 2000s, and you saw that old school band there, the bass player, the leader of that band, it was my father. So I grew up in this Raider Nation.
I was there.
And even with the guys, I'm gonna shout out because if I'm gonna talk about Raider Nation or my version, where we grew up in Raider Nation, Raider Rob Howard, beautiful Black Hole Steph, and Stoner Dude 420. They have their own YouTube show, Raider Fan Radio. Those guys, they bring it back, or they all bring it back to that Raider, old school Raider, Oakland Raider talk right there. So let's go through. I want to go through the list real quick of all the transactions as of Thursday. There's a couple like ones I went in. I didn't have time to really fully do the graphics this week because of my going with family issues.
Family
but,
issues. Yeah.
Yes, but let's go through it real quick and see.
I don't know that yet. I still have yet to experience that there, Devon. Hopefully one day.
All right, let's go. I can attest to the most part of what he said. I've been to a few. I'm all like, okay, you guys are trying. You guys are trying. We'll give you that. We're still establishing.
But that's why we're here to help teach them so their tailgates get better.
Okay, let's do a quick rundown. The quarterbacks that moved around, and there's a couple that's not on here. As you say, Pickett went to the Vikings. Sam Howell got traded to the Seahawks. But Kirk Cousins was the biggest the biggest signing for the quarterbacks. $180 million for 5 years. I'm sorry, 4 years. I need to get prescription sunglasses. 4 years. What do you think about? That's the big sign. And we thought about Kirk Cousins. What do you think about that?
I'll admit, Kirk Cousins was my number one choice. We were going to pick a quarterback, a free agent quarterback.
Yeah. Kirk Cousins coming off of that. Well, I was going to say coming off of that Achilles in the middle of the season, and he's about to be 37, I believe, when the start of the season. So
I thought it was 36.
36.
37. No big deal.
Yeah, I mean,
somewhere around there.
Yeah, 4 years. I mean, that's like Aaron Rodgers who got his deal and then 4 games in or 4 plays in. But no bad juju, okay? No bad juju. I'm not trying to, I might need Kirk Cousins on my fantasy team if he's available. Baker Mayfield got his contract. He finally got his
the second biggest.
The second biggest, he was a starter back in with the Browns. And then bounced around here and there, found a new home, 3 years, $100 million. So getting them to the playoffs last year, he got his due. Gardner Minshew, of course, we talked about him. He came to the Raiders on a 2-year deal, and that's a good price for you want to. It's like a prove it deal if you're the starter.
Well, it's not even prove it. Worst case scenario, he's the backup. That's what you pay for a high end backup, and that's at least what he is. He is at least a high-end backup. I'm not going to take that away from him.
Kind of like when we had Mariota.
I was going to say, kind of like Mariota.
Yes, Jacoby Brissett goes back to the Patriots on a 1-year deal. Russell Wilson finds a home at the Steelers and scared Pickett into wanting to trade, which we say end up with the Vikings. Jameis Winston replaces Flacco as the backup to the Browns. Flacco ended up going.
He signed with another team.
Yes, the Colts.
That's who it was. Who to replace Minshew, who's not on here. So,
yes, all this quarterback carousel all over the place. Tyrod Taylor ends up with the Jets. Drew Lock finds himself going to the New York Giants. So
they're backing up DeVito.
Yeah, DeVito. Sam Darnold ends up going to the Vikings, who they need a quarterback. Will he be the starter? Well, him and Pickett will be competing there. And Mason Rudolph will probably be the backup behind Levitz. Tannehill's still a free agent, which is that a surprise that Tannehill's still a free agent?
No, I think Tannehill gets picked up after during a training camp kind of situation where a team's quarterback gets hurt and they need to get somebody, real quick. I see Tannehill getting signed then.
Okay. Wait. Where did my graphics go? I'm like way over here. Okay. Real quick. Running back market. Now, of course, Saquon Barkley went to the Eagles 3 years, 37 million ish. The biggest one is our own Josh Jacobs moves on from the Raiders and goes to the Packers 4 years, $48 million. He pushed out Aaron Jones, who ended up with the Vikings. So the Vikings is still is also trying to make moves here and there. So you got the comments? Okay, because
I'm trying to take care of them now. I know it's fucking up, kid. I'm trying to go through them real quick.
No, it's okay.
And
That means I don't have to bounce back and forth because then I lose my space.
Hey, we're a team. We got this. Don't trip.
Yes, we got this. Other big names.
We're the Max Crosby and Christian Wilkinson now. We are
twisted individuals. Tony Pollard leaves the Cowboys to go to the Titans. Derrick Henry signs with the Ravens. Seems like Ravens love to get ex-Titans. That's what they do, I guess, The Bears, like we said earlier, they got DeAndre Swift. Other big names, Joe Mixon goes to the Texans.
Which he was traded to the Texans.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember that. With the receivers, T. Higgins was franchise tagged. He is requesting a trade.
Yes, I was going to say, he is requesting the trade. He does not want to be playing for the Bengals for whatever reason.
Yeah, Michael Pittman Jr. and Mike Evans, they both re-signed with their respective teams. Mooney leaves the Bears to go to the Falcons. Calvin Ridley, like you said earlier, he goes to the Titans. Other names on here.
Gabe Davis goes to the Jaguars. He was big with the Bills. Don't count him out.
Yeah, on the tight ends, Dalton Schultz resigns. Also, Hunter Henry resigns with the Patriots. Noah Fant resigns with the Seahawks. There wasn't a lot of movement with the tight ends, but one of our own, like we saw, Austin Hooper, he leaves us to go to the Patriots.
Who we both wanted to keep. Remember that we both wanted to keep him.
We wanted to keep him to, he didn't really get a chance to do what he can do under the McDaniels system or the McDaniels effect. Mike Gesicki leaves the Patriots, goes to the Bengals. Gesicki, not Gesicki. Gesicki. And of course, we get Harrison Bryant from the Browns. He comes to us on a 1-year deal. The offensive line, we have Jermaine Illuminar, our own, goes to the Giants on a 2-year deal. Like you said, he wanted to go to a team that can compete with the Chiefs.
And I think he made a mistake because I don't see the Giants competing with the Chiefs.
Well, he goes to a team that has the Raiders' last offensive line coach in Carmen Sandiego.
Now, you're right. He might have went with familiarity.
I
know I fucking butchered
Gesicki and other words we try to say in this show today. Andre James, we re-signed him for a 3-year for $24 million. So does that mean that
actually starting to look good compared to the way the offensive lines have gone for contracts? I know you and me are not the biggest fans of him, especially at center.
Yeah.
But
especially when Parham stepped in.
Yeah, especially when Parham stepped in. But when it comes to these free agent signings and contracts, it's not looking like a bad signing, a bad re-signing.
Yes.
Don't forget a big name right there, Mike Onwenu, re-signed with the Patriots. He was another big name that people were looking at.
Yeah. John Simpson, former Raider, right? Yeah, goes to the Jets.
Yes.
So going into the defensive side, D-tackle Chris Jones, like we said, got re-signed with the Chiefs, and then Justin Madubu. You know what, man? This is unfair. Justin M. re-signed with the Ravens, 4 years, $98 million. And we got Christian Wilkinson. Leonard Williams decides to stay with the Seahawks, re-signs with them. Fletcher Cox retired. He was in the league for a long time, productive player for a long time. Guys like Maurice Hurst re-signs with the Browns. So there was a lot of re-signing with the defensive players. One of our own, Bilal Nichols, goes to the Cardinals in a 3-year deal, $21 million. So we lost him in free agency. Going into the edge rushers, and it was a lot of them, so we got 2 pages of them. Josh Allen, franchise tag by the Jaguars. Brian Burns was franchise tag, but then ends up trading to the Giants on that 1-year franchise tag. As of right now, will he get a new contract in the next couple of days? We'll see. Daniel Hunter signs with the Texans. Bryce Huff, the Eagles picked him up. Other names on here: Andrew Van Ginkel goes to
Vikings.
Yes, Danico Autry, remember that name? Goes to the Texans.
Former Raider, went to the Texans. We actually, did I ask you? I believe I asked you right beforehand what your thoughts were about re-signing him.
Yeah, well, or bringing him back.
Re-signing, that's what I said, re-signing. Well, I just bringing him back, yeah. Better way to say it.
Reunion, okay, reunion. This second page of the edge rushers. I guess the edge rushers were what people were focusing on this offseason so far.
Hey, teams are starting to realize defense fucking matters.
What?
No.
I thought it was quarterback. Cleveland Farrell.
Championships, never.
Cleveland Farrell, former #1 pick, collecting jerseys, goes to the Commanders. His new team. Don't have his numbers on that when this graphic was made a couple days ago. You know, information
I haven't seen any numbers come out yet about it either. So
going to the linebackers, Patrick Queen signs with the Steelers. He was a big name out there.
I wouldn't mind picking up Queen to add to Spillane and Diablo. That would have been nice.
Levante David re-signs with the Buccaneers. He was a big free agent that was out there. Blake Cashman goes to the Vikings. Willie Gay from the Chiefs, right? He goes to the Saints.
Yeah. Did he go to the Saints? I didn't see that one. Shit, I must have missed that.
He had a 1-year deal with the Saints.
But Tranquil, who was also a Chief, was another big name as a linebacker who re-signed with the Chiefs.
Yes. There was another linebacker that had just signed with somebody. He was a big name that was out there. He signed with somebody yesterday. I forgot who it was. It was Devin White.
Devin White. That's right.
He went to we gotta do this real quick.
I can look it up real quick. Goddamn fucking mouse.
No, I can tell you. Okay. Oh yeah, Aaron Donald retires, so I remember that one too.
Yeah, Aaron Donald retires. So did Fletcher Cox.
Yeah. Marquise Brown goes to the. This is earlier, so these are receivers. Chiefs get Marquise Brown on a 1-year deal. Stupid phone. But I'm trying to go through my
Devin White went to the Eagles.
Eagles. There you go. See. Okay, going into the cornerbacks.
I got you.
Internet. AOL, baby. Jalen Johnson resigns with the Bears. So the Bears, like I said, they're making a lot of moves. L'Jarius Sneed is still franchised by the Chiefs, but I think they were going to try to go and trade him. It was weird. They wanted to trade him.
I have heard basically since they signed Chris Jones, they're looking to trade Sneed.
Yes. Sean Murphy Bunting signed with the Cardinals. Let's see who else is on here.
Mosley with the Lions. He was on the Bills. Amik Robertson, one of the guys that we did not think was going to make the team the last year.
Yes.
And we turned around and said we would love to have back.
Yes.
Ended up signing with the Lions.
Yes.
Akuda, another big name, signed with the Texans.
Yes.
And Dante Jackson being traded to the Steelers in a player and pick swap with son of a bitch, I had it.
Well.
Anyways, he was traded to the damn Steelers.
And the safeties, Antoine Field, franchise tag by the Buccaneers.
Fucking Buccaneers.
The Buccaneers. CJ Gardner Johnson, he goes to the Eagles. He was from the
Lions. Who had ties with Patrick Graham from the Giants, signed with the Packers, decided to go with Mr. Josh Jacobs.
Oh, yeah. And speaking of Patrick Graham, Wilkins played under Patrick Graham
Yes,
his rookie year. So
his rookie year,
the
because Patrick Graham was
familiarity
the
there.
coordinator for the Dolphins.
Yes, so remember that, guys.
How many?
He has familiarity
How many
with
of these other shows know that much and said it?
No. There he goes. All right. And let's go back into our guys that we re-signed, okay, or re-signed our guys. Christian Wilkins. If you put it all together, it's Christensen. Now, Christian Wilkins, he's our big acquisition so far with the 110 million 5 years.
He's our big splash. And I have actually seen stories that said we've overpaid for him because he hasn't made Pro Bowls. And I disagree with that. I do not think we overpaid for him. If you watch his tape, I think we paid him exactly what he was worth.
He'll be making Pro Bowls these coming years. I'll tell you that much.
I agree with that statement 100%. He'll be making Pro Bowls.
Gardner Minshew was another. I was, when I saw that come up on my ESPN app, I said, "Whoa, Asylum got it right."
I'm telling you, the insiders in my head, they know what they're talking about.
Yes, we talked about it. Andre James re-signed. Amir Abdullah re-signed with the Raiders, which maybe meant maybe the Raiders, when they signed him, they were like, okay, maybe we can part ways with
I think they did that because the whole Josh Jacobs thing. The one thing that Josh Jacobs the two things that Josh Jacobs was good at that you're going to have to replace if he walks was pass catching out of the backfield, which Amir Abdullah possibly could be better, but is at least equal to Josh Jacobs, and the blocking. The blocking is the biggest thing that we're going to miss. But I think they signed Abdullah because they had a feeling Jacobs was going to walk.
Yes.
The story goes, Jacobs had at least a dozen different offers from teams. And in my opinion, he actually signed with the Packers awfully quick. And I kind of have a feeling that was his plan from the get-go. He kind of knew whether the writing was on the wall, whatever it was. Not talking shit. He did a business decision just like the Raiders. Raiders weren't going to pay whatever. He wanted whatever. It was what it was. And I think the Abdullah signing was a smart signing to at least make up for what you lose in pass catching out of the backfield.
Yes. And then with Zeus emerging at the end of last year with his opportunity when Jacobs was hurt, because one of the main things, the best ability is availability. And that was one of the things the Raiders have to consider if they're going to, big contract, if they don't have to put money into the running back position yet. We'll see how Zeus, how he fares in the next couple of years.
And there's some good running backs in the draft. We'll talk about that later, but there's running backs in the draft. It's all about getting skill positions for the cheapest you can get. And when it comes to running backs, unfortunately, they're a dime a dozen.
Yep. And short shelf life. That's how it is.
And that is true. Because they protect the quarterback because they take all the hits.
Yes, with the way these offenses are, that's how it goes. Harrison Bryant replaces Hooper, maybe. And we re-signed Adam Butler.
And I like that. I do like that. Butler came on for the Raiders. I kind of wish it was more than a one-year deal, but that is what it is. I think Butler is a good keep, and especially as a rotational, I think he still fits into this defensive line like he did last year, and might even play better with the Wilkins in there and a Tyree in there who's going to be playing better. It might benefit him, and he might get his contract next year.
And then that's the wrong one. No, wait, where was I at? This one, my bad. All right. And our departures, Jimmy Garoppolo will not be released yet. How does that story go again?
Jimmy Garoppolo was released, but he was a June 1st designation, meaning he's free to sign with whatever team. The money that we get from cutting him, that $24 million, will not be available until June 1st. But the reason they did that is he is still owed some money off of his contract. I know the whole failed drug test and everyone thinking he's still owed some money. But doing this spreads the money that's owed him over this year and next year. So whatever salary cap hit that he's going to affect is now spread out over 2 years instead of all of right now. So we will get $24 million on June 1st, which I like this because you know how training camp goes. You know how injuries could go. You know how it is to sign people. You have a guaranteed $24 million to either sign people or maybe extend a couple of contracts of players that we might want to keep, such as a Divine Diablo or God damn it, we've been talking about him all day. Now I just forgot his guy. Malcolm Kuntz. Both of them are free agents next year. With that $24 million, you might be able to extend their contracts and keep them for a few more years. I like the way they decided to do that. I like the way they did that.
Yes, and that's called money managing. Brian Hoyer released. I'd be surprised if he signs another team. He is an older player. Renfro.
If I could sign with the team, there might be a team willing to sign him.
Yeah. Hey, they still get, like you were saying, people can get hurt in training camp.
Patriots need a quarterback.
Oh yeah, bring him back for the 18th time. Okay. Hunter Renfro, who
that was a sad signing. I'm hoping they do this and be able to bring him back on a more team-friendly contract.
Yeah, I'm not. There's other shows out there that like to, I'm just call them like a hater nation show, basically tailgate fans. I think they know what they're talking about. But Hunter Renfro did a lot for in the small, 5 years with the Raiders. The last two was with McDaniels, and if you actually know and read stuff during the offseason when McDaniels came in, McDaniels, like he tried to do with all the other players on the offensive side, try to make him robotic and make him his own way. The McDaniels playoff receiver in the NFL, no.
Away the one thing that made Renfro special, and that was the way he ran his routes.
He found ways to get open. He found ways to find the soft spots in the defense that was out there, the coverages that was out there. So did McDaniels play quarterback in the NFL? No. Did he play receiver in the NFL? No. But he wanted to tell, Huh?
I was just saying, then Renfro would have that fucking move after he caught the ball. He'd do a double move and a spin to get more yards after it.
He reminded me of the old highlights of Biletnikoff. Had like these slow little jukes, but he somehow find ways to get open. Hunter Renfro. If McDaniels, if he was I'm gonna say he was a casualty of the McDaniels effect.
I agree with that 100%.
I wouldn't be surprised whatever team he goes to next, he doesn't ball out. So for those ones that good riddance on him, good riddance, yeah. Shut up.
Those people don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
No, I just think they like to say things just because they want you. Oh my God, yeah, you're right, yeah, stupid. Jerry Tillery finds a home.
I'm gonna agree with Rick right here. Whoever owns those Renfro jerseys, be proud. And if you want to get rid of them, hit me up. I'll take your fucking jersey. I'll wear that shit with pride.
Exactly, Renfro. Good luck in the future.
You don't earn the nickname Third and Renfro by not being a fucking player.
Yeah. Third down is the most important down on the field, and if he's the one that's making first downs after that, hey, good luck.
You move those chains, and Renfro move those fucking chains.
Chain mover. Good luck on your next team. I'm gonna draft you on my fantasy team.
Oh, I still draft him on my fantasy. Fuck yeah! If he's on a team, I'll draft him.
Jerry Tillery finds a new home with the Vikings after we had cut him. That was a Tom Telesco. Like, I already cut you once. I have to cut you again.
And I think Tillery really was a Telesco casualty. Him and Telesco apparently have had bad blood for whatever reason. And I just think the fact that once we signed Telesco, the writing was on the wall and Tillery was gone.
It's like that SpongeBob meme watching the TV. Raiders hard time, so let's go. All right, I'm out.
Yeah.
Josh Jacobs, that was the big surprise. It was a big surprise, but it was.
It was, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
It was one of those, everything you're hearing in, just like Raider Man was saying, you're reading, you're only spouting everything that you're reading and hearing and shit, not looking into shit. You're surprised. But at the same time, watch the shows with us. I called that. I said he was going to walk.
Yep. Bilal Nichols, he goes signs with the Cardinals, like we said. Illuminar goes to the Giants. Amik Robertson, which I was upset about. I was sad. I wanted him to stay.
Too. But I'll say this much. I'm happy it's the Lions.
Yeah.
He has a chance with the Lions.
Yes.
He did go to a good team and has a chance to actually continue to shine like he did with the Raiders.
Yes, I'm glad he didn't go to the Chiefs. So go to the Lions.
The Chiefs. I'm just glad it was a good team and not a Giants, a fucking
Oh yeah. These teams that have you don't know what they're doing.
Yes,
because they have no quarterback and no stability. Even their head coach, what's his name?
Or their defense. You're wondering what the fuck's going on because they can't get their fucking ass straight.
Yeah. And then, of course, we said Austin Hooper goes to the Patriots in the new era, post Belichick. So we'll see how they do it over there. And I
honestly think Hooper with Hunter Henry is going to be a good fit.
Yeah. And that is it. We are going to close out the show right now. We'll be back on Wednesday. Are we having any guests on Wednesday?
Peggy will be on this next Wednesday.
Oh, Peggy's in the bed with the perspective. I want to hear what she has to say on free agency, on the madness that is free agency, the market. With that, any last words?
Hopefully we have a couple of signings to add to that show.
Oh yeah. What else do we have in with Raider Nation? Oh, with Raider Nation. With the Raiders. For Raider Nation. Yes. Okay. Any last notes, words, anything like that?
Nope. All I have to say, I want to end this show like Christian Wilkinson started the show. Raiders.
And special thank you, surprise guest, Devon Johnson, and
in all honesty, thank you for everything you said. We really do appreciate your thoughts on our show. Being a new show like we are, any feedback we get, stuff like that means a lot to us. And and everything. So I really appreciate everything you had to say about our show.
Well, we're not a new show anymore. We're going to our second season. Take that. The rest of you.
Okay.
YouTube channels.
New-ish?
Newish, Well, we're still being discovered, so we're going to go with that.
Okay. I like that.
We're still being discovered. We're still out there right there. Yeah. All right.
We're the Rich Cannon of shows?
No,
no.
I'll say we're the we'll stay current. We're like the O'Connell, okay?
Okay, I like that. Team Ramrod.
Team Ramrod. Where is it at? Team Ramrod. Say it. Team Ramrod right there. All right. With that, we're gonna end. Oh, and also, thank you once again, Raider Man. We're trying to get Raider Man to the bring the oath to the torch. This coming season,
and I said, I know, I don't know if you heard it or not. Every episode, we're going to try to at least comment on something like this. We're going this season, this new league year, we're going to try on our show to do everything we can to help promote and get Raider Man to the game and be able to do the Raider Oath for fucking Raider Nation in Las Vegas.
Yes, because he deserves it. The Raiders deserve it.
He's
the Raider Nation
put more work in than a lot of these super fans that I know. And you know, he more than deserves it. Not only that, there's a reason why we play it in our intro. It's just one of those things, just like Al Davis's sayings, you know, pride and poise, just win, baby, Raider Nation, all that shit. It's just one of those staples. Commitment to excellence. It's just a staple of Raider Nation, and that's the Raider Oath.
Yes.
I guarantee every time it plays in the intro, you guys can't see it, but I got my fist in the air and I'm fucking repeating it my damn self.
I am a Raiders fan. I am a Raiders fan. With that, we'd like to say thank you to those who showed up on our surprise show, Saturday edition, with your cornflakes and your Cheerios on your Saturday morning, even though they don't have Saturday morning cartoons.
At least get frosted flakes. Why are you going to go with plain cornflakes?
I don't know, because you can add more sugar to it. Duh.
Frosted flakes.
If you add sugar to frosted flakes, then you have an issue, Kay.
Well, then I must have an issue.
Okay, calm down.
But I also do wear a straight jacket for fun, so issues are probably the norm for me. So
issues that you need to subscribe to these issues. And oh yeah, we didn't even do the shameless plug?
No, we didn't do the shameless plug, so we'll do it right now real quick. Just, you know, everybody go to the YouTube channel, The Cage Match Show, like, share, subscribe, hit the bell so you get the notifications when we come on live. If you're not on YouTube for whatever reason, go to Facebook. You can catch us on Oakland Raider Savage's Facebook page. You go to Asylum's Facebook page. Catch us, like, share, give us stars if that's something you're into. We appreciate everything, all the sharing, all the help, all the comments. We appreciate you all. And don't forget about W. Go to WGG. In the promo code, put Cage Match, one word, to get 10% off of your entire order.
WDO or DUBBGG. I don't know. When you think of dubs, think of W. When you think of W, go on there and buy some W. All right. With that said, we're going to go out the way we always go out with the message from Raider Milt, a.k.a. to me, Coach Wallace. Rest in peace. Keeping your memory alive. He was one of the diehards out there, Raider at the Coliseum, Raider tailgates on the visitor side, get into the heads of the opposing team's players. All right, then with that, we'll see you guys on Wednesday. Thank you very much for watching the show. Thank you once again to Devon Johnson for coming on to the show. And with that, we say have a good weekend. Asylum.
Raiders!
All you other NFL teams, your tailgates are weak. Your teams are weak. We might be down right now, but it doesn't take away the history. And all you Raiders out there need to know your fucking history of who the fuck you playing for and where the fuck you're playing. Damn it. Oh, and by the way, I won my last cage fight again. I'm still undefeated. And you NFL motherfuckers out there that you think you want some, come on and get some anytime.